Hello and welcome to this webinar on the Autocare Technician Apprenticeship Standard from City and Guilds. Presenting today myself, Paul Tunnicliffe, the Technical Advisor, and I'm joined by my colleague Patricia Santos, Industry Manager. So let's start off with this slide, which shows a graph containing the groups of skills, format and evidence requirements of the Autocare Standard. The slide also includes the endpoint assessment outline, which an apprentice would sit after the gateway decision point. At City and Guilds, we want to help and support you as a training provider, the employees you work with, and most importantly, the apprentices, to have the best chance of being successful at endpoint assessment. Over the next few slides, we will explain all about the fantastic resources we have put together for both the on-program phase of the Apprenticeship Standard and the EPA. Please take note of the requirements of this particular standard for endpoint assessment shown on the slide. More about these later. This is a summary of our on-program offer for this particular apprenticeship standard. We use the Smart Screen code 9304 for this on-program product. So what's included? Under 9304 you will have access to apprenticeship training manual for each learner, also available in writable PDF, virtual learning on our Smart Screen platform through our partner Electude, along with schemes of work signposted to the virtual learning. It's important to add that 9304 will continue to evolve with new content being added, along with updates to our virtual learning content. Further details of the resources a bit later in the presentation. The assessment plan states that the apprentice must keep a portfolio of evidence, which may be stored either electronically or as a hard copy throughout the on-program training and formative assessment. This will contain work they have completed from a wide range of activities and should include evidence to support the formal gateway meeting. To support this requirement, this slide shows a brief outline of the practical tasks we have built into our ATM, Apprenticeship Training Manual, for the Autocare Standard. We have around 40 tasks for the apprentices to work towards, along with mapping for maths and English, and the behaviour elements are also included per task. As I mentioned in the previous slide, apprenticeship training manuals cover the practical elements of the on-program training. They also help you meet the requirements for the portfolio of evidence. This particular apprenticeship requires a portfolio of evidence with certain tasks documented in order for the endpoint assessor to reference during the professional discussion. A further solution available to you from City and Guilds is our learning assistant platform, our Eportfolio. This is a very clever Eportfolio platform which we have set up with specific practical tasks for the apprentices to record evidence against for the duration of the apprenticeship. The beauty of an Eportfolio is that the apprentice, the training provider and the employer can access the system 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Apprentices can take control of their own learning, gathering showcase evidence to present their learning journey, show development and progress, and use at professional discussion with the assessor. Learning Assistant is a very flexible Eportfolio. We can arrange for one of our digital specialists to demonstrate the full features to you at a convenient time. This slide is showing some screenshots of the simulation-based e-learning which is included in the 9304 support. City and Guilds have built this into the Smart Screen platform, meaning the tutors who deliver, along with each apprentice, can have access to the e-learning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Tutors can set homework for apprentices and then monitor their activity within the system with reporting functions. There is also support for mobile aircon and electric hybrid vehicles. This slide is a reminder that using our Smart Screen platform you can access some free resources and for some paid resources all around functional skills. So you might remember in this particular standard there is a requirement for the apprentices to have achieved level 1 or equivalent before going through endpoint assessment. City and Guilds can help with this with our maths and English content.
And if you want to remain up to date in regards to the new functional skills reforms, make sure you visit our website cityandguilds.com/mathsandenglish. You will find updates there, specific contact details, webinars, and the dates of any events to explain this new offer to you. As you may know, functional skills are changing. So if you want more specific information about the new functional skills reforms, you can contact our specialized technical advisor, Catherine Cooper. The contact details are in this slide.
Okay, let's have a look about preparing for endpoint assessment and what guidance and support we can offer you. Registration code for this is 930412. After you register your apprentices with us for EPA, we provide you with a range of resources to help prepare your apprentices for the big day. One of the elements of EPA in this particular standard is the professional discussion. During the professional discussion and other parts of the EPA, the apprentice will need to confidently present work and showcase evidence, along with communicating clearly to the independent endpoint assessor, such as talking about work previously carried out on a vehicle. City and Guilds have provided this useful tool called an endpoint preparation tool, which is an online interactive set of resources designed to encourage and engage the apprentice into activities to help build these vital communication and presentation skills. Activities include podcasts, videos, and reading material with engaging tips to foster this learning. This tool is hosted on our SmartScreen platform and will be added to your SmartScreen account. For more information, we have a video guide on YouTube from the link shown.
So focus on the endpoint assessment. It is important that you check our website for the following documents that will help you understand how the City and Guilds endpoint assessment service works. So there are two documents that are very, very important for you. The first one, which is the one in the left-hand side of the slide, is the City and Guilds manual for the endpoint assessment service. This is for the whole City and Guilds and ILM organizations and explains our terms and conditions, how City and Guilds operates as a partner for the endpoint assessment. This is applicable to every apprenticeship standard offered by City and Guilds. However, it is very important that you familiarize yourself with the endpoint assessment pack in the right-hand side of the slide for the specific Autocare technician. This document, it is aimed at yourselves and also your apprentices. Within the document, you will have a clear description on what to expect on the day of the endpoint assessment. There is very clear guidance for tutors and for apprentices on how to prepare for the day, what the endpoint assessment methods consist of, and how are they structured. So, for example, for the knowledge tests, what the test specifications are, what will be assessed and how they will be graded, or for the skills tests, how the independent endpoint assessor is going to observe the apprentices and how the apprentice should be prepared for the day. And in the case of the professional discussion, additional information on how to ensure the apprentice doesn't have any surprises when going through the professional discussion. We provide within this document handouts for you to hand over to the apprentice so they can refer to them for their own guidance.
We hope you found this presentation useful and we wish you and your apprentices every success. Thank you for listening.